Hello class, I'm going to go over an opposing and refuting paragraph that was done by one of your fellow students, and she gave me permission to go ahead and do this. What I really want to look at is her flow, how she introduced everything based on ICE. So let's take a look. So first of all, the heading is good. Opposing views on social class, the title is very succinct. I know exactly what this is going to be about. So opposing views may claim that Mama is from a higher class than Atticus. Mama is the con, or the opposing, the contra, and then here Atticus will be the pro, or the one we're going to refute with. Then here give evidence. So here she uses the keyword admittedly, and then she introduces it, and then here's ICE. Introduce, cite, explain. According to the video, she gives the title. Now, if she wanted to, since this is a long title, she could have said, according to the video, social class and poverty, quote, because then once the reader or your audience looks at the work cited, they'll know what she's referring to. But it's okay to leave the long title if you want to. If not, you can shorten it. And then here it states that social class is, so she has the ICE, she has the I, the intro, and then she gives the quote. She didn't need the period here, just the quotation mark, and then crash course 1 period. This means that anyone that has a similar amount. So notice she ICE, so I, C cites it, and then E explains it. So you could say this means or comma meaning, but I like the way she did this means because it would have been too long of a sentence if she put the comma meaning. Okay, then she goes through here, and then here in the novel, we know that it is going to be To Kill Him. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings because this came from a bigger. This is just a paragraph from a bigger essay. So I probably would have put the full title here, but it's okay. Angelou states that Mama, blah, blah, blah. And then in some way, it could be noticed that Mama has good income due to her rapidly succeeding in her work. So ICE, intro, cite, explains it. Then here, Mama forms part of a good social class. However, now we know we're going to refute, go to the pro, who is Atticus. Then we go in, and then she's like, in the novel, Lee states, again, if she wanted to, she could put in the novel, which she probably already introduced this in an upper paragraph before she got to the refuting, opposing refuting paragraph. And then, so I introduced, she's citing it. Here she says par 6 because she already gave us Lee. Now, if you put Lee par 6 again, I wouldn't take off for this class, but it's not necessary because if you're giving the author here, you don't need to give the author here. It's kind of redundant. But again, I wouldn't take off for that. And then based on this, it can be seen that here she is explaining. So she has I, intro, C, cite, and then E, explain. Then here she's going into the social, she's going into the crash course video again. Again here, now I would say to me, according to the same video, but again, she can make the title. My point here is she's introducing it. No period needed before the quote. The quote just, or the period just goes after the citation. And then again, she explains what's going on, and then her conclusion. And I like this, therefore, the last sentence, therefore, Atticus forms part of a higher class than Mama. He is restating the topic sentence. Excuse me, has come full circle. So she tied this up nicely. She put the bow around the package. Let's look at the works cited. The works cited, good, double spaced. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Okay, the doesn't need to be capitalized, but no big deal. And then here, crash course, social class, good. And then blah, 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 blah. Okay, she didn't need quotes around To Kill a Mockingbird either. Remember, guys, and I gave this in another announcement. The bigger the container, it's going to be italics. So let's take a look. The novel is a big container. It can hold other things within it, so we're going to use italics. Here, YouTube is in italics because it's a big container, because it holds videos, and then the videos would be in quotes. This is just like if it were a magazine, let's say the magazine, Time Magazine would be in italics because it's a big container or holder, and then the title of the article in that magazine would be in quotes because it's smaller. All right, and then To Kill a Mockingbird again is a book. It doesn't need any quotes. The rest of it looks good. My point here is she used ice. It all flowed well. High level writing. This is what I expect. So most of you are doing really well in the class. And another thing, and it's you didn't see generic we or I am going to or you. Very high level. You may think I'm very picky, but when you get to your 4-year school, if you're going there, they'll notice this. The teachers will notice this. And when in my doctoral classes, uh, I always did well. So you guys can do it. Watch this again if you need to. And I thank her for her good work. Take care.